So this is a different type of video, as you can tell. We're doing some post commentary with some Mario Kart in the background, which I mean, I'll kind of be just talking about whatever comes to mind. Because honestly, I'm in a content rut right now. Black Ops 7 comes out in like what 4 days by the time one time I'm recording this video, and I'm kind of like I don't really know what to do. I'm kind of fresh out of ideas at the moment, waiting for Black Ops 7 and the content ideas that may pop up when that game comes out. But I just kind of want to talk because I did a video like what a couple days ago. And in that video I talked about how Google's age verification really sucks a dick because, well, guess what? I got another one on a second email that I use for like other applications and shit. And like a second email I use. I think it's the email I use for my PlayStation account, which is funny that it's like, huh? Yeah, I got a fucking age notification or like a little age verification failure thing on that too, and I just don't understand it. But it's like whatever, dude. That shit is so clownish to me that it's just like, whatever, bro. I'm not even care about it. Something weird happened, before I started recording this. I looked at my phone and I got a notification from the weather app saying that it was snowing or there's gonna be snow. And in the location I live at, snow is pretty uncommon, even in the winter months, and it's currently November. So that was really interesting. I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Like, what is going on in this fucking world? This world is a mess right now. Just got blue shelled and shit. Like, fuck, man. Everything's falling apart right now. Power block and shit. I was gonna take the shortcut here, but as you can probably tell, my angle was kind of sketchy. Didn't really want to risk it. Like I said, these are some retro rewind races I did. Obviously, this is a normal track right now. Because in retro rewind, you can actually pick between the retro remakes and the actual tracks in the game, which is pretty cool. I played it because, well, y'all saw my video, and if you didn't, go look at it. I guess my last Mario Kart video, I couldn't find a lobby in CGP, and I'm pretty sure CGP is just dead now. I mean, I have my opinions about CGP and the people who make it, like a couple of the people behind it, but it's funny that shit's kind of just dead now. Like, never would have saw that coming, I guess. There's a chance I'm talking out of my ass and I just got really unlucky with the fucking queuing, or I got really lucky on Retro Rewind. But before I played this race, or like this session, I tried CGP. I tried to do a second, like part two to that video, and I could find no one. Not even in like a reg race. And I'm just like, what the fuck, man? That was the first race. That was Toad's Factory. Everyone knows Toad's Factory. Toad's Factory is the best fucking track in Mario Kart Wii, by the way. I'm so glad they brought it back in Mario Kart World. So I kind of alluded to it. Alluded. Jesus, I can't fucking speak. I alluded to how I was working towards building a new computer and like, getting that kind of started. And I still kind of am, hopefully. But Jesus, man. If you're not someone who cares about computers or even knows like what's going on, the prices for some components have gone up tremendously, especially RAM. And it's kind of funny because when I like think about computer building, I usually think of RAM as one of the more less expensive parts, but still kind of can be expensive. It really depends on like the speed, the capacity, and like it's really like what generation, like DDR4, DDR5, DDR like shit like that. But it's just like all RAM has gone up tremendously. Like for example, my current PC has a 16 gig kit in it, 2x8, 3200 megahertz. I think it's like CL16 or 14. I don't remember. When I bought this RAM, it was $40 on Amazon. I looked at the price recently. That shit doubled in price. It is $80 for this kit, and I don't. I'm just like, dude, really? Like, this is fucking whack. It sucks because the PC I'm looking towards building is a newer like AM5 build, and that uses DDR5. And if the DDR4 prices are that bad, Jesus, can you imagine the DDR5 prices? They're fucking horrible right now. Sometimes when I'm bored, like especially like months ago, or like just kind of ever since I got into PCs a little bit. Sometimes when I'm bored, I'll go like on the websites and like look up like prices for shit or just like what's new, like what's come out. Because I don't know, I guess I'm weird like that. And dude, when I started looking at like DDR5 and like AM5 shit, DDR5 was like, I think some of the cheapest kits I saw were like 90 to $100. Some of the cheapest kits I'm seeing recently are like $140. Like, dude, it is so bad right now for anyone who wants to build something new. And it's just like, fuck, man. I have a strong feeling that I'm gonna get fucked over by this. Like, oh god, this is horrible. In case none of y'all know, because I don't think anyone really knows except for like people who are friends with me. This PC is like an amalgamation of parts from a person that I knew, and he had suggested like what like pieces to get and shit, like what parts I needed. Because when I got the shit, it was a case, it was some RAM, a graphics card, I think it was oh yeah, storage and a cooler. And it was super nice of him to give me all that shit. Like honestly, like shout out to him. But like what ended up happening was okay. So the first thing that happened was the cooler. It was an AIO. It was a 120 millimeter AIO, which is just one fan on one like a small little rad and shit. it started making weird noises. Not even a couple months after owning it, it was like a loud buzzing noise. Found out later on it's air bubbles and shit, and it was probably not mounted right, or it just wasn't like mounted optimally. Because I think there's like an optimal way you're supposed to mount AIOs. And I'm not gonna lie, you know, I got that shit in 2022. I didn't replace the AIO until like June 2024. You want to know how I dealt with that for like nearly 2 years? Oh, it was hard, man. That thing was loud as fuck, and dude, that's why I kind of like couldn't stream a lot or record videos like this, because you would hear buzz in all my fucking videos. It was hard, bro. Like, Jesus. The fact I put up with it for so long was fucking crazy. But part of that was because I was scared, you know. I didn't want to break the computer. I never had a gaming computer before, and I never, you know, built my own, like, on my own. So it was like, I didn't want to, like, mess with shit. I eventually just said, fuck it, because I was at that point where, like, the reason I replaced it was the AIO didn't work. It stopped working. I was, you know, my CPU was overheating. I have a fucking i7 10700K. That shit started overheating dramatically. I had to, like, replace it at some point. And, you know, I was at the point where, like, I was at the point where I'm like, you know what? I can fail to replace it and not have a PC if I break something. Or I can just not have a PC because I can't replace it. So it's like, what was the point? At that point, just risk it. Like, whatever, dude. All that taught me was I will never buy an AIO again. Because, okay, so the reason why I even took the AIO off in the first place was because, okay, so when it started overheating, I was like, maybe I just need to put some new thermal paste in. You know, I had it for like a couple years. Thermal paste probably, you know, wasn't doing its job. Sure enough, when I took the pump off, yeah, the thermal paste, it looked like it was non-existent, which obviously wasn't a good sign. And sure enough, that's what led me to, you know, having to replace it, because I could not put the fucking AIO back on. And when I did, it still overheated. So it wasn't the thermal paste, AIO was just fucking dead. So I just bit the bullet. I got a fucking cheap-ass air cooler. It was one of those, like, deep cool ones before they got fucking banned from the US, apparently. Which I find that really funny. Like, wow, I have an illegal air cooler now, I guess. And chat, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think installing the air cooler was the easiest thing I ever did to my PC, minus installing the GPU. Because when I got new RAM, it would not, like, I couldn't install it properly at first. I installed it, I thought it was all the way in, went to turn the PC on, it wasn't booting, and I had to take it out, do it again. I guess eventually I got it seated in right. Like, it was kind of hard because I wasn't taking the whole PC apart, and the case is kind of small, so it was kind of like I wasn't fully sure if I was, like, inserting the RAM right. Even though I'm pretty sure I heard the click, I feel like, you know, maybe I just didn't click it hard enough. I don't fucking know, dude. That's what we're dealing with, bro. I'm so uncertain about that shit. My guess is what I just didn't like, I was too afraid to give the force that it needed, because that's the thing. You see these videos, like people building PCs on the internet, and it looks like it doesn't require that much force for some parts. Some parts actually do require a little force to install. I think CPU is one of those, actually. Not like installing it, but like closing like the little, like, what do you call that thing? The latch or the thingy? You know what I'm talking about? Like the socket thing, the socket cover. Yeah, the socket cover. You know the little thing. I'm fucking dumb, bro. Yeah, that apparently requires a lot more force than it looks like, and that's just like scary. Like, holy shit, bro. I just fucking failed because my controller just like locked up on me right there. I hated that shit so much. Like, I tried to hop and drift and shit, and like it just wouldn't like budge. Like, I don't know what the hell happened to me. I'm not a tech channel by any means. I don't know all the shit about PC by any means, but you know, it's just fun to rant about dumb shit and talk about my PC, because I don't ever talk about my PC. Like, I'm not like, oh, my PC's so good. It's not. I just like talking about PCs and shit, I guess. I should probably actually get into that shit more often. It might be something good for me there. Who knows? But I'm not someone who knows like everything about computers. Like, I know everything in the sense that, like, you know, when you go reset your fucking grandma's Wi-Fi router, or like your mother's like phone, and she's like, oh, you know everything about tech. Yeah, that's what I mean when I say I know everything. I don't actually know everything. I just know like basic shit. It's so fucking funny, bro. I just find it odd because, like, as a child and even as like a teenager, I wasn't really into like science shit, like tech shit, like none of that shit. You know what I mean? So it was interesting that as I was getting ready to get my first ever PC, that I started becoming more like intrigued by the content. And I guess it was probably envy keeping me awake, because I've always wanted a gaming computer for years, but I knew how expensive they were. I never could have one. So I guess I just didn't really care to like dive into the world of it, because I was envying a lot of the people who did had one. Because I couldn't afford that shit back then. I was a kid. But I guess now that I was fortunate enough to actually get one, I'm kind of like, okay, this is actually pretty cool shit. And learning about PCs, even like just baseline information, like for people who know this shit, is pretty cool. Like, I love learning about like histories of like certain things. Like it's very baseline probably, but one of my favorite videos I had watched recently was like the history of certain PC connectors and shit. Like learning about the days before USB when it was like different types of connectors for like your mouse and keyboard and like shit like that. Like it's intriguing in a weird way. I don't really know how to explain it. Like USBs are so mainstream. Like they're so ingrained in our society. Like thinking about a time before USBs on computers, it's just like, damn. Like, obviously, I wasn't born in the fucking 90s or like 80s, so I don't know what life was like before a USB. The shit like that just intrigues me in such a weird way. I don't know how to explain it, dude. I think I might have autism, chat. Like, shit, I might need to get diagnosed, low-key. I've ranted about so much random shit. I don't even know what the hell I'd call this video, bro. Probably just like random rambling. Like, I don't fucking know, dude. I didn't really know what to talk about, but I wanted to get something else out before Black Ops 7 because I don't know when I'll make a Black Ops 7 video or if I'll stream Black Ops 7. I'm not making any promises because the new Fortnite season came out recently and I've been wanting to record and stream it, but I ran into some issues on PC where I couldn't record smoothly, which was really weird. And it wasn't like PC thing, it was Fortnite because obviously I had that video, the Humphrey video, the famous Humphrey video. That was recorded on PC and it was perfectly fine. I had no issues with frame drops, no like issues with like frame times being too high. The second I rolled into the new season with The Simpsons, it all went to shit. Even on like Save the World and shit was weird. Even like playing OG, like so it wasn't just the Simpsons map, it's just Fortnite in general. And I'm just like, what the fuck? But that's kind of it. That's all I really have to say, bro. This video is gonna end, and I'll see you guys whenever I see you guys, I suppose. Goodbye.